We're going to get right to the China hog market report with Jim Huang, 2021 review and 2022 outlook. Let's start with the 2021 review, Jim.
Thanks, Jim. Last year, China's hog market had a very good rebound. Let's take a look at the main number. First is the hog stock, the inventory at the end of the year. They reported the official number is 449 million hog at the end of last year. So this number is up 10.5% from 2020. And what's noticeable is that the current hog stock level already exceeded that of the pre-African swine fever year of 2016 and 2018, and is also almost 45% above the hardest hit level in 2019. So and let's look at the next number is the hog sale, the nationwide hog sale all year. The reported number is 671 million hog sold last year. And again, it's a huge up, 27.4% year on year. And it's almost up at the 2018 level. It's 97% of the 2018 before the ASF. So, and then the third number, important number, is the pork production, how we turn the hog into pork, is 5296. So almost 53 million metric ton, up 38% year on year. And again, it's almost 97% of the pre-ASF period. And the one thing noticed a huge drop is the import. Again, that we know that the year before we had a huge import, but since last year, the domestic production stopped and also the price went down. So we imported only 3.7 million ton of frozen pork, down 15.5% of the record 4.39 million reached in 2020. So of course, one is the domestic supplies up, so reduce the need for import. The second, the price dropped like 60% from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. So making the trade, the international trade less profitable. And let's look at the price. We just talked about the price. At the beginning of the year, last year is 35.68 yuan. 1 yuan, the dollar, US dollar, yen exchange rate is about $1 equal to 6.3 yen. So it's 35, about more than $7 per kilogram for pork at the beginning of the year. And it dropped to 15, from 35 dropped to 15 by July. So huge. I just mentioned also the hog price dropped 60%, the pork price also dropped 58%. And then if we try to validate that number with the feed production, there are a lot of domestic production. So the feed, hog feed production is up 44% as well. And then the huge increase from hog supply from the top hog producer. So the top 10, the biggest 10 biggest public traded Chinese producer sold 94.4 million hog last year, up 72% from the year before. That's huge. Okay.
So that's great information. I see 2022 sow stock at recent year high. Can you summarize 2022 as well, please?
Okay. So now we are actually on the third month of 2022, but really in China, they really start off the year after the Chinese New Year, which was just about 3 weeks ago. So let's look at what will be driving this year. First, we look at the sow stock at the end of the year is 43.3 million sow, up 4%. But again, is much bigger jump from the African swine fever year. So it's over 100%, 113% above the 2019 level. So, and we know that with the sow, stock, it had a lasting impact for at least for the next year to come. And the other thing that we are talking about this year will be continue to be the low price. First, we already see the high feed cost, the soybean and the corn, particularly now, even with the Ukrainian war. So it's so it's really cutting the hog margin. The feed price up, and then the hog and pork price continue to be under pressure because the huge supply coming into the market. And a lot of people might ask why the Chinese producer don't liquidate even with this low profit margin, even in huge loss. For one thing, the expansion occurred in 2020. They already made huge capital investment at the time, supported by high hog price and also high stock price of the public company. So they already spent a lot of sunk cost building up this capacity. So it's no way they are cutting out and take the loss. And their logical thinking is, even we are losing money now, but our competitor leaving market. And then when we build up the capacity, and eventually the price will come back, then we'll make more money than what we lost in the last couple of years. And that's basically the mainstream thinking for all the big producer. So with that, we will say that the hog supply continue to be plentiful, and then the hog price continue to be low this year. And then, of course, that affect the export of the US and other overseas customer. But of course, with the large hog stock, and it's good news for corn and soybean market, at least from this end. Thank you, Jim.
Really appreciate it, Jim. Thank you for your insight on the China hog market report.